Ladies and gentlemen, we have been working all day and now it's after work. I'm Joe and welcome to That Nintendo Show. I know we haven't done many of these as often. I apologize. I know there are some of you out there that have been interested in me talking about news related stuff. We slipped back a bit from it just so I can figure out what I really want to do with that Nintendo show in terms of what the best format is, and also so I can work on some other stuff that I really want to get cracking at the beginning of 2018, and hopefully when we hit 1K subscribers here on YouTube. Really excited for this upcoming project that I can't wait to share with you guys. With that said, you already know we're always Twitch streaming live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Joe After Work. You can check me out there Thursdays through Mondays. And then, sometimes schedules will change here and there. So I'll always keep you guys updated there. Discord, Twitter. If you're checking me out there, all the links are in the description down below. And all of December, we're trying to raise money for Extra Life. Cohen Children's Medical Center here in New York is the hospital that we are raising money for as the After Work crew. We're already halfway to our goal. We hit 100, and we're about to. I want to hit 200 before the end of the month. I think we could do it, guys. I'll leave that link in the description down below, and we'll do another wacky stream for Extra Life coming up soon. I'll keep you guys posted. But without further ado, let's go down the pipeline. And happy Mega Man Day, apparently. So, Capcom dropping bombs left and right with not Bomberman, that's Konami, but the Blue Bomber himself, Mega Man. So, we got, man, where do we begin? Mega Man 11 got announced. I guess we'll start there. Out of nowhere, it seems like Mega Man's not dead. All right, we're good. We're in the clear. We got a new game coming out. It is not 8-bit like the Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10 that we got on the PS3 360 era. However, it seems like it's going to be traditional Mega Man, which is awesome, but you got 2.5D, which I'm personally not a fan of, but you know what? Hey, whatever. Let's give it a shot. Let's see where this takes us. I'm still interested in wanting to pick this up, especially since it is going to be coming out on Switch alongside the PS4, the Xbox One, PC on Steam, which thank you, Capcom, for finally getting on board here. We have our Revelations 1 and 2 for Resident Evil. We had Ultra Street Fighter 2, and that's pretty much been it for Capcom for the most part. They've been silent on the Nintendo front, so glad to be seeing this one coming out. It's kind of interesting. I was just saying how this could be a potential, like, not reboot in the sense of the story, but reboot in a sense of bringing in new fans to the franchise, giving people, Mega Man, which a lot of people have been clamoring for. We thought we were going to get it with Mighty Number 9, but a lot of people didn't feel that way about it. However, people are making the correlation to the new Mega Man 11 looking a lot like Mighty Number 9 in terms of design, which makes me wonder if Inti Creates is also working with Capcom on this. Inti Creates has a huge history with them. They've worked on all the Mega Man Zero games. I sound like a broken record because you guys know I have like a man crush on the entire Inti Creates team. So, yeah, they've worked on Mega Man Zero for the handheld systems, Game Boy Advance, DS. Ozzer Striker is almost like Zero and Mega Man put together with just electrical powers there and being able to customize all that stuff, which one of my favorites. But with that said, be interested to know who's working on this. And also the music's different. You're not getting that 8-bit style music like we did with, 9 and 10 and 1 through 5. Someone will correct me on that. I know, yeah, 1 through 5, 1 through 6 were 8-bit anyway. But just going back to the music real quick, sorry, I got myself all brain farted there. Be interested to know who's going to be working on the music. You guys know Mega Ran was on that Capcom stream earlier today, and he's a huge Mega Man fan. A lot of his music early on, throwing a lot of Mega Man songs in there. He's got a wealth of knowledge there. It's probably his favorite hero, I would imagine, considering that his name takes form of Mega Man and Mega Ran. I'd hope we'd get a song from him on there. I mean, he was on the Mighty Number Nine soundtrack. It'd be kind of cool to come full circle and finally get that with a Mega Man game, which we're not getting. You know, Keiji Inafune made Concept. He is doing his own thing. Makes me wonder if Manami Matsume would be jumping back into the music role. Maybe we get a couple songs from her, throw it back a little bit, get a little bit of a remix going. That would be so dope to get like some old school flavor into there. Oh my god, I'm gonna stop talking about Mega Man 11 because we got more Mega Man news coming up. So in more Mega Man news, Legacy Collection 1 and 2 coming out on Nintendo Switch sometime in 2018. You know, a lot of people freaked out about this, and I feel like for the amount of things that I freak out about, this one was like, okay, let's be patient with this one. I know Capcom is being Capcom and taking her time with bringing out stuff to the Switch and everything, and as frustrating as that was, it's like, okay, I know this was one thing we were going to get eventually. I forget who the hell I tweeted back at on Twitter. It might have been Nintendo Guru at one point, where I was like, I think we'll get Legacy Collection 2 on Switch. I wasn't sure about 1, but 2 probably sometime in 2018 because of the trend, the way that it worked with the first Legacy Collection and the 3DS. It came out about 6-7 months afterwards. I think the collection came out in like an August, September area, and then we got it in February the following year. And so I was like, okay, if they're going to get it now, we might get it on Switch probably sometime early 2018. I think I'm going to stick to my guns. I didn't realize there was a cat in here. But anyway, I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. I think we get this sometime February, March area before Q1 starts for Nintendo. And hey, that's going to be a great lead into when we eventually get Mega Man 11. That's so much time to be played with 1 through 10. And then just being able to go through that entire series in chronological order on the Switch. Gonna be fun on a nice and bigger screen. Yes, you can play most of those games except for 9 and 10 at this point. Could be mistaken. The Super Nintendo ones might not be on the 3DS at this point, but at least 1 through 6 are. Legacy Collection is also on the 3DS as well, so you can play it there. You can use your little amiibo functionality, which is also going to be fully functional on all the Switch versions that come out, which is dope. And last but not least, on top of all the Mega Man news that we already got, is Mega Man X Collection coming to all the consoles, including, yes, Nintendo Switch, which is why we're talking about it here. That's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. You guys know I don't really favor the X series all that much, but I do like X4. I like my X for Super NES. But yeah, those are really the only two that I played. X and X4 were the two out of that series. I know it's got like all the cool anime cutscenes, and it's got its own separate storyline. It takes place far out into the distant future, separate from, I guess, the Mega Man series. Not really well versed in the X universe, but I think it's dope that we're getting it. That means we're going to have every single Mega Man game, which makes me wonder if they're going to come out with X Collection, if we're going to get a new X game. I believe it's like there were Mega Man X through X8, and then it stopped there. So maybe we'll get an X9 in 2019 or something, and maybe we'll start to see the trend come again where we bounce back and forth between regular Mega Man and Mega Man X and continue those stories somehow. Not sure. I'm just making this up. This is kind of my own prediction on how I kind of see where Capcom might be going with this. But that is a lot of games to be coming out in a collection compilation, which is pretty damn dope. So, Capcom, kudos to you for embracing the Mega Man culture in time for its 30th anniversary, tail end of the year. you pulled through, Capcom. Thank you. In 2K news, WWE 2K18 got a sort of release date. Seems like starting December 6th. It seems like we're going to see the digital version of these games roll out. which probably means here in the US, that's out in Europe. Here in the US, we might get it on the 7th, or maybe they will release it same day on a Wednesday here in the US. It could be possible. Or I know there's like that 6 hour difference between here and Europe where I'm at. So could be that we get it tomorrow. So expect it to show up on the eShop at some point. As far as retail goes, I have zero clue what's going on with that. The communication has been really poor on the 2K front, and I don't like bashing developers, publishers. I'm not in the business to do that. But when there's zero communication on what's been going on and a hey, we'll let you know what's going on eventually, but then out of nowhere a month and a half later, almost 2 months now, you know what, yeah, close to 2 months at this point, you've that's all you've been saying. You kind of lost me there, and I'm not going to pick this game up. If you guys see me pick this game up, call me out on it, but I'm kind of turned off by it. I'm not going, especially with all the sales that it's already had in the last couple of weeks, right after Black Friday. I'm like, all right, no, I'm good. And it's gone on sale on the Switch already, and the game's not even come out yet. I guess to kind of lure in fans, like, hey, this game is still coming out. I don't know what happened to this game. This went from being same day console release to then digital only will be the it'll come out digital first alongside all the other console releases, PS4, Xbox One, Steam. And then it just kind of was like, okay, it'll come out, it eventually. And that's where I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to pick this game up, and I'm going to vote my wallet on this one. This one really turned me off in terms of how the whole situation was dealt. Sad because I was excited about it, and it just fizzled away. But something that hasn't fizzled away is my love for everything that has been playing behind me this entire time. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I picked up the collector's edition here. Got the Pro controller here, which, by the way, if you check out Spawnwave's channel, shout out to that dude. He likes to break down like all the innards of like consoles and whatnot. He's done the Switch, he's done the Joy-Cons, and most recently he's done the Xenoblade Chronicles X controller. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 collector's edition controller here. And apparently the D-pad is in fact slightly different. It's slightly slimmer. They changed like a certain piece on the inside, which is really dope and interesting. I noticed a difference right away when I was playing with this. I was like, ooh, this feels snappier, but I could be all in my head that it's just, you know, a new controller and I'm getting that new controller feel because that is a thing. But no, they actually did change some things. So I like this rendition of the Pro controller. This is going to be my way of playing using the Pro controller here. So this one is not getting retired. This will stay. I actually have another Nyko charger coming in tomorrow, so that way I can stack them all together with my other Joy-Con pack, because as you can see, I don't have enough Joy-Cons here or enough charging docks to freaking charge everything. So with that said, yeah, if you plan on picking up a Pro controller, if you could find one of these, please go with the Xenoblade one. I know some people might not like the design, but it's a much better D-pad. I like the revision on it. And last but not least, here is the collector's edition of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm like 7 hours into this game and I'm still on chapter 2. I'm in the middle of saving one of the characters in the game. I won't spoil it, but man, I spent at least 3 hours just wandering around the fields and just battling things and just leveling up, gathering resources. And man, I am a little OP right now, I will say that. So when I stream this for Nintendo Spotlight tonight, it's going to be rather interesting how we fend against the next boss, because I'm sure there's a boss coming up. I kind of feel it. So it's going to be a little overkill. I've got 3 characters on my team now, and loving it. But with that said, I have unboxed this already because I am impatient. I wasn't going to wait 3 days to record this video just for that. But you guys saw. There you go. Boom. Boom. The collector's edition is $99, 99.99, and it comes with a steel case for the game. Boom. There's you know what's funny? That's not Pyra. I don't know who that is, so spoilers. But there you go. Pyra is the main person that you start off with, and there's oh gosh, I've already forgotten his name. Rex. I almost had to resort to looking it up, but I was like, wait, I know who it is. Never mind. Oh my god. But anyway, that goes without saying. Oh man. Comes with a soundtrack that has selections of songs throughout the game. It doesn't have, it's not a full soundtrack, so keep that in mind. It's just a selection of songs. I would like to pick up the soundtrack if it is available, but the holy grail of them all, this right here. This is the art book that it comes with. This thing is huge. This thing is massive. This is what was in there that was so heavy. 220 pages of just a bunch of concept art and just, oh my god, like it's great. You scroll through and like just looking at all the different characters, their models, their sketches, like their like drafts, their rough drafts and stuff like that. It's crazy. Like this, I love things like this. This is amazing. Like this is what got me to pick up this game. Oh my gosh, like look at that. That's one of the titans in the game. Like, jeez. And this right here, this steel case, man, like this makes me want to take the cartridge out and put it in here. Oh man, but that is the collector's edition of Xenoblade Chronicles. That was your news for that Nintendo show for Monday, December 4th, right? It's the 4th. The Game Awards are going to be on December 7th. And what's really cool is they made a layout. Jeff Keighley worked with Twitch. They made like a whole layout to do like voting systems implemented into like extensions as you're streaming it. So if like, let's say I were to stream it, which now that I see that, I might do that. If you guys are interested in it, jumping into my Twitch stream and being able to interact with me, the show, and vote along as the nominees are being announced, and then like you get to see who wins, like who in the chat won the vote and stuff like that. I thought that's a really cool concept, so I might stream the Video Game Awards again. I'm not 100%. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see that. I'll be in the Discord if you guys want to see something like that, and I gotta find a way to edit this down to like 10 minutes. So with that said, guys, I've been Joe. This was That Nintendo Show. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, give it a like, share with your friends, and let them know what I do here. We play video games after work. We talk about video games after work, and we showcase them. Just gotta showcase them indie games as well, the Nintendo Spotlight. And I'll see you all next time. So with that, take care. Love y'all.